Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Your favorite radio show host has once again returned, and tonight we're doing some drawing. Pleasure to have you here, as always, Liberty Prime. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really think that far ahead for the stream. I got the webcam. I have to be very slow with my movements, cause yeah, looks like my low frame rate is gonna be a real problem for tonight. One day, when I get the bare PC one day, and that will fix all the problems. But anyways, as promised, here is the drawing stream. Now what we're going to draw, I'm still thinking. Last bit of drawing I did was back in Brisbane. Had a weekend up there. Quite a nice weekend. Drew a couple things. I'll actually show you what I drew, because not many people have seen them, and I'm very proud of what I drew. Yikes, that frame was worse than my old ass Xbox trying to run a new game. Yep. The frame, I also just realised something. You can't see it, but there you go. Anyway, that's just a little detail thing for me. I present to you, after watching a video by Laserpig, my replacement for the A10 Warhog. It took a bit of effort to draw, but God, this is a very small desk. I present to you the GA1 Close Air Support. I call it the Ground Attack one. Apologies if my visual showing's not too good, it's just I struggle immensely with the webcam. It's very uniquely done, let's just say that. So yeah, here it is, the GA1. This is my first time ever actually drawing a modern jet. I've drawn a whole hoax of World War II era aircraft. This is my first modern one. Some key features to notice about it. For starters, here. This is a two-seater cockpit. Pilot and gunner. I did this to reduce the weight of operating the aircraft on the pilot during gun runs and attacking positions. Secondly is the gun. Designed to replace the A10, it mounts a 57mm tri-rotary cannon. Significantly less ammunition, but 27mm more caliber and an incredibly longer barrel. That's just the tip of the barrel. It goes all the way back to the firing mount here. An exceptionally accurate main gun, so it does less chance of shooting friendlies. Aside from that, I mounted the landing gear in the wings. This is a probably bad decision by me, but the reason is that I couldn't mount in the fuselage due to the main gun, and as such, they're mounted in the wings. A very singular forward nose piece of landing gear. Also uses a W-shape tail in order to maximize maneuverability. All in all, I'm very proud of this aircraft. Reminds you of the B-1 Lancer. I got inspiration from it from looking at the F-35 and the F-14 is the inspiration for this aircraft, and the A-10 for the gun. Now give me a moment. my tea finished brewing. I'll be back in just a second. Just gonna let the tea brew for a bit. And another drawing I did in Brisbane. These are the 2 drawings I did. I present to you the incompatible class battleship. Now, my battleship drawing is normally a lot smaller in scale, and I'm certainly struggling to get a good angle given the design I'm going. Basically, I watched another Laserpig video about why the Trump class sucked, and as such, I decided that it'll be funny if I try to make one myself that actually encapsulated the spirit of a proper battleship. Mainly, interesting superstructure design. As I said, it is meant to be based off a real battleship. Just like a modern ship, you know? Not the old ones. And as such, as the command conning tower here, and large superstructure, covered with anti-ship, anti-aircraft, and anti-missile systems around the main hull, armed with a proper array of anti-ship guns along the side, twin 127s, to really lay down that oomph. A forward and aft cruise missile launching system, designed to be easy to access in order to allow for mid-mission or mid-deployment replenishment. I might have drawn these a bit too big, I won't lie, but these are quad 513.08mm guns, or for those using metrics, the Imperial system, 20.2-inch guns. Now, the reason why I added these is because its position is meant to be, shore bombardment. And as such, it needs to have guns to bombard the shore. Obviously, radar systems, sonars, and all the jazz to really, show it off. Yeah, this is the incompatible. I'm sure that the Navy fans and those who actually understand about modern combat will be able to easily tell you why I named it the Incompatible, and not some flashy cool name. I might join you and draw some designs of your own. Oh, that's fantastic. Anyway, tonight's objective is to draw something new. I'm actually going to have to move my microphone. Okay. What to draw? I don't draw often enough, so I really gotta, think about this. What's something good to draw? come on, Pi, you can think of something. Oh, my tea. I'm gonna go finish making my cup of tea, and I'll continue off once I get that done. Alrighty then. I've returned. The tea has been made. I'm gonna cool off a little bit. Never to pick where to draw though. I can draw human characters, but they're not very good. Just bought a book to actually improve them. I've read it. I haven't practiced it yet, so I'm not gonna do that. Oh, I know. We're gonna do. I'm assuming most people in chat will know what this fox and the scimitar is, so you probably shouldn't have to explain that to you. I wanted to create my own light platform, like a light reconnaissance vehicle. Yeah, let's do that. Now, when I draw, I like to try to get level, like so. The reason why this ruler looks like this is because it's my grandfather's ruler. I snapped in half, accidentally, while transporting in my backpack, so it's a little worse for wear. But it's seriously good still. Yikes, yeah. Anyway, we're going to try to draw just a simple straight line like so. Now this straight line, which I now realise is horribly angled. You can't tell. It looks straight on your one. I'm then going to draw a second line underneath it. Currently struggling to find a pencil sharpener. I'll offer you mine, but I don't think I can toss it to you. There it is. I almost lost my pencil. So anyway, I then like to draw a second line. Something like so. This then creates. Oh, it must use a pen. Well, you can. There's nothing wrong with using a pen. I'm only using a pencil because you can actually see it. So now I'm going to draw a rear road wheel. My circles aren't that great. Apologies to any circle fans in chat. And a forward road wheel. And then going to, let's see, place and enlarged. That won't do. Let's try that again. I have to deal with some dogs. Be right back. Alright. So then I'm going to do this on an angle like so, to then link it up to the rear road wheel like that, and then do the same for the front here, like this. This creates a semi-believable way this would look. I'm also going to put in 3 return rollers, like so. And I'm not really drawing torsion bar suspension, but try it anyway, like so. Now this probably isn't very accurate because I haven't drawn torsion bar in a very long time. Have I? Just like this. Now, I think we're going to have a forward transmission, so I like to at least attempt to draw some spikes. I'm not too good at it, I'm afraid. Then I'll do this, little finer details, and that is our forward sprocket. You can't see the finer details very well. Shit. Nope. I mean, I'm sure you can see the fuzzy dots. Yeah. I have successfully retrieved my ruler. It somehow fell under my desk. So following this thing here, we're now going to draw a little circle there, there, and there. These 3 small circles will act as the rollers at certain points. Also drawing some other bits over here to flesh out the rear road wheel. Road wheel? No, it's a return roller? No, it's not a return roller. Yeah, the rear wheel. Then we'll do some simple little dots around the wheels here, just to make it feel slightly more interesting to look at. That's a very flat wheel. I did not draw that one very well. And now, we do some more designing of the upper hull. Now I'm basing this off the Scimitar, or the Scorpion. Either or. I like both tanks. Both tanks are really cool. And as such, I'm going to draw a slight very slight incline, like so. This incline will then level out and use a box ending like so. This here will create the chassis of our new light reconnaissance tank. Following this, I'm going to input some periscopes on its front, like so. Not to say my periscopes are very well drawn, but they exist. Like that. You can see here the forward and the side periscope, granting the driver a superior field of view. Now, following this, you have to raise the gun slightly. Or we will raise the gun when we install it. First things first is the turret. Now, following World War II British design standpoints, we're going to be using a similar methodology for our turret. Starting off, we can put it about here. With a simple angle like so, followed by a second simple angle like so. This then creates an increased space in the turret, while not doing too much damage to it. Following this, we're going to put a second one of these like so, thus creating a more bubbly, bigger turret. More elbow room. It gives elbow room. Alright? Alright. Following this, using our handy dandy broken ruler, we're gonna do that. And that is our turret. Now how am I going to do the turret face? Well, we're going to use well, let's draw the gun first. Give it a enlarged star, like so, to give it a firing block. Now, following this, we're going to add an elongated gun. How do I always draw them facing down? Give me a moment. Every time I try to draw this right, it's always a nightmare. Now we try that again, drawing that like that, and that like that. Thus creating a actually forward-facing gun. Very nice. Following this, we're going to use a simple line like so to indicate the main turret positioning like that. And add that. There we go. I probably could have chosen a different jacket for this stream. It is quite hot. But that's aside from the point. But now we're going to do the next phase of drawing this little boy. Adding a commander's cupola. This obviously exists to provide the commander of a viewing position while inside the tank. Some other things you have to add is smoke launchers. Now this is important because it allows the tank to get out of rough situations with a fairly simple and effective system. I'm not sure, you can't see it clearly, but those are smoke sensors. I swear. Alongside this, some night vision and infrared will be required to make it a more modern tank. I'm going to mount them underneath the turret, like so. Like that, creating an underview position. As you can see, we've already come a very long way from starting our tank. I'm actually quite proud of how it looks. It looks very effective. Maybe some more sprucing on the rear to make it look less ugly from behind. And now the engine. Similar to the scimitar, its engine is on its right side. No. The engine would be on its left side because I'm British and you drive things on the right side. So there's an engine on the side of this hole. that pretty simply. Now for some extra add-ons to make this simple little light tank actually viable against heavily armored targets. My solution to this is the addition of... how am I going to draw this? Here. I'll put it here. Just above the smoke launchers, we shall mount a ATGM launcher. Only one. It is a small light tank. And thus this creates our new vehicle. Now, to name it is the question. I mean, the obvious name is the LRT-1. Or, in full, the Light Reconnaissance Tank 1. You can't say that I saw reconnaissance, can you? Oh well. Ta-da! Its specifications include its armament of a 47mm auto cannon equipped. I've returned a really quiet cup of tea. Fantastic. I'll drink to that. I choose to prove I actually have tea this time. I present to you my Mugger Yorkshire Tea Gold. I would say a good cup of tea can get you through anything. Now, the auto cannon will make use of a 30 round box mag. We will carry about 8 of these boxes per LRT1. Following this, it will also mount a 7.92mm machine gun. It will bring about 800 rounds into battle. It will also mount an ATGM launcher. It will carry 3 rounds of ammo, 2 inside the tank itself and 1 inside its launcher. It is an external loader. Following this, it will weigh roughly 9 tons, have a crew of 3, a top speed of 85 kilometers per hour, and maybe what else? Its power plant will be it'll be running a hybrid engine. Now, the justifications for these specifications are quite simple. That jacket got way too hot. I'll go to a 47mm autocannon in order to allow it to effectively combat lightly armoured vehicles. For example, an AFV, a IFV, an APC, any of that jazz. Which is why it has the 47mm. It also destroy light to medium cover and put pressure on armoured targets from side and rear shots. The machine gun is used to help target infantry in the open, where wasting an autocannon shot would not be worth it. The suppressive machine gun can help. The ATGM launcher is added in order to permit it to combat MBTs from the front and rear and better angles. A 9-ton weight to make it light and mobile. A 3-man crew to reduce the amount of people needed to operate it, being a commander, gunner, and a driver. The 85 km per hour top speed requirement is basically just to allow it to get to the battlefield and be fast, and the hybrid engine is chosen to increase its stealth. Because while it's in the mission right enemy lines, being undetected is a great aid, and if you're using an electric engine, you're very quiet. So yeah, this is the LRT-1. Also probably using about 50mm of armor, just to, actually resist 50 cals and light guns, making it bulletproof all round, hopefully. I'd say this is a good start to the stream. We've got one drawing down, and I'm having a good bit of fun. Nice stress-free. Although I wish I had more people to chat with. But that's okay. And that's the LRT-1 done. I'm going to go change jackets. Just give me a moment. I have now switched to a much lighter jacket. Let's see. You're currently drawing a modernized battleship, slightly based off the 1991 Desert Storm modifications to the Iowa class. Must say, pretty good first drawing for the night. I know. It's a fantastic start for tonight's drawing stream, and I'm very happy with it. While I show off to my friends, I don't see my friends have to show it off, so... Anyway. Now... Oh god, that's bright. Now for the new drawing. Any ideas in the chat for a new tank, or plane, or ship? Although I do warn you, my naval drawings aren't as good as my tanks. My tank's actually my best. What to draw? Wish inspiration would just punch me in the face. I have a request. An early World War II replacement for the Matilda. An early World War II replacement for the Matilda 2. Oh, I can do that. That changing missiles. Let's see. We have to replace the Matilda 2. It's early war, so we're probably going to mount the 6-pounder to replace the 2-pounder that's being used on Matilda 2. Now, since it's Britain, it's a heavy tank, but not the Churchill. So this is going to be a smaller tank in comparison. Infantry support, as always. Maybe something like this would do. Place this up on the page this time. I'm going to start by drawing a line like always. Okay. Can't do something British. Comet Crusader. Matilda, let's replace the Matilda 2. The Matilda 2 is a compact, good, heavy tank. Similar to the KV-1. Obviously, it's going to have a single driver, no machine gun in the hull. Obviously, we have to actually do the tracks first. Actually, get the ball rolling. Like this. Not going to draw those actually, because the Matilda made applicable use of side armor. specifically in the case of its hull. Oh, I've done that wrong, haven't I? Yeah, it's just I have. Like that. Yeah, that's the track. Now, following this would obviously to put the armor on it. So something like this. But start, cut off the underside. Obviously, then you put the underside of this, like so. Ah, fuck at that. Like that. That's how you do the lower road wheel. Now, like the Matilda 2 historically, there was those little blotches. We're not going to add those this time. Now, I'm so confused about this is a deliberate reason. We've been doing something similar to that of the Churchill. Instead, we're going to be mounting some actual plating. Now, why is the plating change important? Fairly simple. It makes it easier to change and replace the plates on the Matilda 2 if it's battle damaged. Draw some little specks down here like so. Just to give it a bit more detail. Yes, like that. Like this. Exactly like this will be the whole. Except if I remember right, there's little... How do I draw those? I think we'll focus on the turret, actually. Because we have a big hole. Well, a bit big of a hole, actually. As such, let's actually make use of it. The Matilda had a cylinder turret. Yes, cylindrical turret. The Crusader would switch it for a boxy turret. I think we could do the same for the Matilda. Instead, we're going to use a enlarged turret like so. Got a slightly angled forward plate, a slightly angled rear plate. This will then create the new... It's a bit small actually, give me a moment. We've got a big hole. We gotta make actual, use of it. So the drive will be sitting about here. So we'll put the turret like that. Expand it back to here. Then we'll put a cap on it. Like that. We'll then put the slightly angled plate here. And a slightly angled plate back here. Then create the main lodging for the gun, or the main turret like this. Following that, you have to put a cupola on the top to allow for the replacement of the commander, like that. Now, following this, the Matilda doesn't use the same thing as the Cromwell, and as such we can actually give it a rounded external mount, like so. Equipping it with its machine gun like so. Then, I haven't drawn a 6-pounder before. I think it's something more like this. Like it's got that little bit in, like that, and then like that, and that. Yes, I'm not mad at this. It looks alright. Not my finest tank, I won't lie, but it has its charms. I present to you the Matilda 3. I obviously based this design off something similar to the Cromwell and the Churchill, making sure to make ample use of the Churchill style hull plating to replace the complex and overbearing Matilda external plate. I got cramp in my hand, left hand. Oh, my hand. Anyway, realizing it makes it so it looks like the Excelsior. Yeah, I'm starting to realize that too. Except this one has an angled hull. I have to draw a frontal view now, won't I? Alright, let's draw a frontal view. I haven't drawn a front view of a tank in ages. Do a something like this. Give it some wide-ish tracks. Like that. Then give it a hole. Similar to Matilda hole, actually going to give it an angled in points, like so. Because this is still a Matilda at its heart, and as such, it will utilize a more Matilda coated hull, like this ish. Not very good at this, am I? Anyway. If I do this little thing like that. Yes, very good. She'll then create the driver's port here. Like this. So the driver would be seated right in the center here, thus completing the 4-man crew of the Matilda, with the angled end sides to reduce weight and cost. Following this, actually to do this now I think about, mud flap and like this, making it the tracks. That's silence. Like this. This is how I envision it all. That's forgot to put that on top. Ta-da! As you can see, I've kept some cool parts of the Matilda, mainly its cupola. As you can see, present on both sides. Oh, as you can't see that very well, actually. So there's the Matilda 3 on the side, and there's the... It's very hard to... There you go. It's upside down, but... As you can see here, here's the main... The cupola's up there. Right there. Here's the main mount, like that of the Matilda 3. Has the inward angled hole in order to permit it to reduce its weight and cost. Has a single driver's port in the center. And makes use of the 6-pounder as its primary gun. It mirrors a more Churchill and Cromwell designed turret by using a cast iron turret to make it more effective in combat, while upgunning it to mount an actually dangerous gun and giving it some actual armor. The side plating will help with enemy German heat. The 6-pounder will actually punch through the Panzer 3 and 4, which is designed to fight. This thing would be slapped by a Tiger. I'd say it'd probably have 80mm of all-round armor. No, I'd say the front hull would be 90mm thick. These regions around here would all be 90mm. The side, lower hull, would probably be about 80. No, maybe a bit less. A 75-meter side and rear to the tank. Still good for early war, as the Tiger wasn't present, so not much to enter it. Yeah, that's the point. This Matilda 3 is designed to fight the Panzer 3 and 4, supporting infantry, being heavy, slow, and tough. For if it were to be built and deployed, it would fit in perfectly. Nothing will penetrate it, because having a 90mm front, the turret will probably be cast, and because of that, it'll probably be a 90mm thick all-round turret. Meaning, the better shot will be trying to go through the 90mm in the hull, or the 90mm in the turret. It's designed to basically be an untouchable tank to the short 75 and the long 50. While supporting infantry, it doesn't need to be fast, like the Churchill, so it can afford to give up a bunch of its speed, because it doesn't need it. Hi Crimson, welcome to the drawing stream. Just got finished drawing a potential Matilda 3 replacement, as requested by Liberty Prime. I should probably also show you what I did before that. This is the LRT, Light Reconnaissance Tank 1. This is what I drew earlier. I just felt like showing it off again because it was a pretty impressive drawing. This is the first drawing of the night. But yeah, we just finished drawing a Matilda 2 replacement. The Matilda 3. Very simple, very fun, good, hopefully good tank. Looks nice, thank you. It'll be blood gun. Yeah. So yeah, mounts the 6-pounder and uses a 7.92 machine gun just to help with infantry support. It's a very simple tank. During the war, it could probably upgun to mount the 25-pounder, or if somehow managed, the 17-pounder. But that would be really desperate if you had to mount a 17-pounder on this Matilda 3. Its turret is a lot bigger, but good. Anyway, another fantastic drawing. Now what to draw? Can you do a French heavy tank with an oscillating turret? Like the ARL-44 doesn't have an oscillating turret. But I see what you want me to do. I've never drawn an oscillating turret before. That... Ooh, I go with memory here. The ARL-44, yes, I remember the whole. I think I could draw it from memory. I haven't looked at an ARL in ages. With oscillating turret. Ah, yes, I see. I could probably do that, yes. Yes, I think I could. Let's see. Oh, I've never done oscillating turret. I know, yeah, the ARL-44 had subpar armor. It did. But, yeah... Okay, Yes, I have an idea. Where did my roll go? Oh, this is going to be a challenge to do that. He has an idea? Yes, I do. Let's see. Alright, I got it. I've never drawn an oscillating turret, so this is going to be difficult. What do we think, chat? I'm not sure I did the turret right. I've never drawn an oscillating turret. I specifically chose this angle side because I was uncertain of how to draw it properly. Looks good and a bit funky. I did mention I've never drawn a oscillating turret before, so this is a first for me. Is it middle mounted turret? Yeah, it's a center mounted turret basically, the oscillation gear is here, which lets it go up and down, and the other things on the other side. This is the mount where the shells come out of. I'm assuming. Again, never drawn an oscillating turret, and the only oscillating turrets that come to mind are... It's been a while. Let's just say that. Oh yeah, has anyone got any ideas for a name of this tank? Nobody has any names? Alright. Here's a slightly better close look at it, I guess. Wacky French thing. It's a start, but give me my main idea. I got a really funny idea. Char B5 LCBS, just tossing random French tech names in there. Oh, you're gonna love this one. I present to you its name of the... I present to you the Chose Français Farfou, which directly translates to wacky French thing. And yes, I do know Arms Trade Tycoon. I have played it. I'm not very good post World War One, but I have played. It's very fun. I do enjoy my playthroughs. You love that game? I love it too. It's very fun. I'm just really shit at I get really good research, but I'm really good at a lot of things. I'm just not good once the tanks change class. I fall flat so quickly, it's not funny. You should stream it? I should. It'll be very fun. I'll put it on the list of things. Oh. I have an idea for some time during stream. My direct committed for the XM1M1 Abrams project. Ooh. You want me to make a competitor to the Abrams project? Probably could. Oh, that's gonna be a bit. Yeah, I think I could do that. Competitor to the Abrams, eh? An Abrams competitor tank is the next one, eh? Let's think about this. A direct competitor to the Abrams. Now that's a good thing to think about. I'm crap at MBTs. My MBTs started and ended back in bloody 2024 or 3. It's been years since the last MBT I've drawn, and even then I only drew early MBTs. It is a good challenge. I'm going to do it. Just going to think this through properly. $50-ton tank with a 105 to the 120. I'm going to aim for a 110. So over 110mm gun, airbag from a Soviet 115. Weight 50 to 70 tons. Trying to aim for as low a tonnage as possible. Let's think this through. So it has to have good armor, an effective gun, let's. Oh, I've never. Oh, it's been ages. Okay, come on, pie, think. You gotta think of something. Come on, come on, come on. Put the old thinking cap on, you know? Surely the old cap will bail you out. Let's see if I can visualize it. Direct challenge to the Abrams. Has to beat the XM1. I think I have an idea, maybe. that's a wonky line. I like this hole. The hole looks good to me. Six road wheels, large road wheels. Obviously, the hole's good. Now the turret. Followed by that. Yes, I like that. Maybe a little change, like push that slightly further back to allow that to do that. Do that. Then I'm gonna mount the one. I fucked up again. Yeah, that's pretty good. You want me to make a British super heavy? I don't think I've seen a KV4. I know the KV6, the meme version, of course, and the Mars, but a forward-mounted turret. I'm telling you, I don't draw MBTs. It looks pretty good. I might try to draw X1 Abrams myself. This tank, I'm gonna call it the essentially the PM1. The differentiators is that this is a do you draw from what you like, or do you also think about practicality? I do both. I'll actually grab one of my really good drawings in a second. But when I draw, I think of both practicality and fun. If I'm drawing for like a competitor to the XM1 Abrams, or a suggestion for like an actual realistic vehicle, I will think practically. However, if I'm in my spare time, I could draw whatever I want. As long as I don't have to worry about practicality, I could draw a multi-turreted tank like it's nothing. Or, if I can find it, something like this. The great thing I like about this design is it doesn't have the same turret ring issue as the M1 Abrams, XM1, and CM1 had. I thank you. This is a actually designed tank. Anyway, I present to you what I draw for fun. I present to you the Retribution. A pretty well known fact is I love Warhammer 40k, and this is my entry for a Imperium of Man tank. This is the Retribution. She has a Retribution cannon mounted as her main armament, thermals and extra seeking guns to make it extra deadly, bolters mounted on the rear of the turret, because It's 40k. You gotta have a lot of guns. 2 side-mounted sponsons, both equipped with their own gun mounts, adding more DACA to this tank. An anti-aircraft gun mounted on top of the tank, a twin anti-aircraft gun, in order to maximise its effectiveness in combat by shooting down flyers. Has a hull-mounted gun down here to actually apply even more pressure to enemies in front of it. And it has a massive crew. How much, I don't remember, but there's a lot of people in it. There's a rear-mounted engine here, vision ports for the crew, and it's Imperium of Man, number 210. This is one of my fun tanks. I thank you for the compliments. This tank is, to date, one of my best tanks I've drawn. I don't have many competitors for it. It is a really nice thing I've drawn. Anyway, the next tank we're doing is the British Super Heavy tank. Now, what information do I get about this British Super Heavy? Is it just another Super Heavy, or any particular things we're looking for? I work best with some guidelines, but though I'm trying to get a feel for. I'm formulating a thought for this beast. My thought has formed and I have an idea of fun. Now, since we are drawing a Super Heavy, this will not be very practical. Could tackle like a tortoise or tog-like design choice. Very fair idea. Understand those were the craze. But I've got something a little bit more fun in the idea. Then again, the sponsons could be fun. Oh, you're thinking with the tog. The tog didn't cross my mind. Remember I stated, since I'm making a super heavy, practicality is going out the window. This is the part where it gets fun. I want some of the stuff that those German tank designers were on. So do I. Oh, this is gonna be great. Let me tell you, me drawing for fun is a very different design philosophy. I was actually trying. Yes, it's all coming together now. Oh, this is looking good. I like this already. Almost 10,000 channel points. Bloody hell. Oh, this is brilliant. Oh, this. I'm telling you right now, these British designers found some pretty nice crack. Let me tell you that much. So to run you down how this tank is going to work, the amount of effort is put into drawing it, I'm very happy with it. Basically, this is a mix of the Independent, the Tog, and the Churchill. So put simply, like the Independent, she mounts 4 machine gun turrets in her hull. She also mounts 2 sponsons in her sides, each containing a 6-pounder gun. Most very small late World War II tank design from the Olds gang. Containing 6-pounder gun here and a machine gun here. This creates an all-round effect, allowing it to mince any defensive position in encounters. Its primary gun is a 17-pounder, with a coaxial 6-pounder and a machine gun on the other side. She also mounts a machine gun on her roof to really lay home the extra firepower. In total, this tank would probably have, I actually have to count them all. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 3 for each sponson, so that's 10. The primary turret of a crew of 4, so 14. A radio man and a driver. This would have a 16-man crew. I'd say that this is a very effective tank. Now let's list its guns, shall we? Go over here. The armament of this tank would be a 17-pounder. It would mount 3 6-pounders. It'll then mount 4 6 8 times 8 792 millimeter MGs. This is my magnum opus. Makes late World War II German design seem reasonable. I told you I was drawing for fun. This is beautiful. I love it so much. Oh, what do I name it? Oh, that's a good question, actually. Now I just need a name. Crispy Crunch Queen's Lovely Jubbly Delights. Any other inputs, Crimson? The HMS Excalibur. You know what? I actually like that. I present to you the here she is, the Excalibur Super Heavy Tank. Brilliant. I am very proud of this behemoth. What would it be its role IRL? To defeat everything the Nazis throw at it, of course. It's a magnificent tank with no flaws whatsoever. Absolute heavy tank. Absolute super heavy tank. Yeah, that's another magnificent tank to the archive. Oh, this is by far the most fun I've had on stream in ages. Since Earthsaft and the War Thunder. It's been a while. I think we should rehash what we've done for everyone tuning in now. We started with the LRT-1, a light reconnaissance tank for modern combat. Then we made a rehash of the Matilda, or Matilda 3 replacement, because, you know, I could draw that. Following that, we drew a French ARL hull design tank with an oscillating turret, with the intention of, well, making it. Following that, we made a replacement for the XM1, my competitor, the PM1. This is my competition with the Abrams Gambit. And catching up to where we are now, we did the Excalibur Super Heavy Tank. A fantastic amount of work went into all these vehicles. And now we come back to another blank canvas. What to draw now? We need a non-tank for the next drawing. What will we draw then? Any ideas in chat? Do we have no ideas what to draw in chat? Something absolutely practical. A World War One jet. I don't think even I could do that insanity. Do I though? Do I decide to make a World War One era jet? I mean, I could. The idea is formulating. There's an idea. I have a really dumb idea. God damn it. I can do it. I've got an idea in my head. Vedamanta. No need for my thinking cap. We're now going to draw a World War One era jet. How I'm going to do that is a good question, but I have an idea. Allow me to enlighten you in such a foolish endeavour that is this. I present to you a World War One era jet biplane. The jet biplane 1, armed with twin machine guns behind, on top of a inline jet engine with an air intake through the front. This is that landing gear is going to have a rough time stopping a jet, even if it's a biplane. The first jet engine that took flight was a Heinkel in 36. No, was it 39? 36 or 39. But, just note, it was barely faster than the 109, fully laden. And as such, I think the landing gear on this aircraft will do just fine. It is a very unique aircraft, to say the least. I expect its jet engine would probably only reach maybe 210 kilometers per hour. And the brakes installed in the landing gear. Looks interesting but surprisingly good. I mean, I don't draw many jets, but this is an attempt. An attempt was made. This aircraft will be hell to fly, mainly because of its heavy engine, being the jet engine. The entire thing will be made out of wood. There'll be very, very small amounts of steel. The only steel on board would be the air intake and the engine itself. Because otherwise the plane would be way too heavy to fly. This plane, who knows what it would do. You'd have more luck just getting a Sopwith Camel, honestly. Hopefully it doesn't get afterburner. Yep, when Gaijin adds JB1 to its game, it's definitely going to have an afterburner, just like the 262 at release. I'm gonna go through the kettle on. Back in a minute. Alrighty then. What do we feel like now, chat? I'm a bit dry on ideas still, so any ideas in chat what to draw next? Preferably not another aircraft. No ideas at the moment go wild. Oh, yay. What could be something fun to draw? Let's see here. Hmm. I find the greatest problem about this stream is to find things to draw. Because I had an idea in the back of my head for a while, which was the LRT. What else could I draw? Let's think. Hmm. 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 Anymore, fuck. I'm a kill boil. A hypothetical AC5. Hmm. An AC5. Yes. Yes. Maybe. Perchance. No, I can see it. Yes. Immediately, let's start off with this. Make it a bit longer. I present you the AC5. Oh, tickle my throat. Put simply, the main changes with the AC4 and the AC5 are: the driver gets periscopes, replacing its driver's port. The turret is slightly enlarged in the rear, permitting for a ready rack of 17-pounder shells to be in the turret waiting to be loaded. Another change is made to suspension, switching from the French suspension to torsion bar suspension, of superior transmission suspension in the end. A rear-mounted sprocket. The entire... no, I actually changed that. Put simply, this tank is designed to be better than this AC4 as a direct successor. This tank would, if continued, be the theoretical basis of the Australian MBT tank program, based off the AC5. Basically, carrying over the periscopes, the big gun, and switching to a more enlarged tank. Yeah, that's the AC5. I'm gonna go finish my cup of tea. Tea is brewed, bladder is emptied, and I'm ready to keep drawing. Another blank canvas means another time to draw. The question becomes now is what to draw. Out of ideas? Damn. I wonder. Nah, that probably won't work. Oh well. What to draw now? Ideas are quite hard to come up with at 12:30 in the morning. I won't lie. A more realistic tank for the Ultramarines. If we'll see if it makes some more Thunder. More Hammer. Space Marine. I haven't seen the Space Marine tank in a long time. I probably can't do another one. But you know what I could do? Deep thinking for pi philosophers. Yes. Ah, maze. Hmm. 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 Truly is a deep thought. Do you know? Good thing to draw. Hmm. That's some very hot tea. Hmm. 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 By Jove, this is difficult. I think it'd be easier to draw, but no. The only concern about tea comes from boiling water in a kettle. Yes, this is very true about tea. I'm so glad I did that emote. Really encapsulates the thinking here. Hmm. If only there was more than one person chatting, that'd help a lot. Hmm. Hmm. I believe an idea may be formulating. Yes, an idea. Yes. There's a certain scoop of ice cream earlier today to watch, but alas, he isn't here. A shame that Scoop could not make it again. Don't even think he follows. I've got the Napoleon, "There's Nothing We Can Do" song stuck in my head. You think artist's block would be easier to overcome, but no. You know what? I'll just draw a person. This is gonna be difficult because I haven't drawn one in a while. Was I able to take off? So, yeah. That's all I'm gonna draw, unfortunately. That's why I don't draw faces. Well, seeing as the old wellspring of ideas has truly given up, and it is quite late at night, I made the executive decision that this stream this stream is over. And as such, also obtained the law. I've started working on the second document. Fantastic. I remember the raid. Alright. I'd like to thank you all for watching very much. Hope you enjoyed chilling and enjoying my fantastic drawing abilities. It may be a little while before the next, drawing stream, but I do appreciate everyone coming together, for this fun opportunity we all had. It was a good bit of fun, just all of us getting together and doing just some simple drawing, Nothing too bad. So, something new and fun. We will draw again. This will come back, but not anytime soon. So, as always, I'd like to thank you all for watching very much. Give me a follow. Check out the YouTube channel, WalterPie4365. And until we meet again, bye bye.